I got a valuable experience yesterday. Shakti even taught me how to tame the monster, but now, I had to go back to the surface. Seriously, is there no lift in this world? These stairs wasting my time, not saying monsters from each floor. I keep opening Gate of Babylon and launched my sword one by one. The impact made my sword stab deep into the monster torso, aiming for the magic stone, which then crumbled the outer layer and left the inside to drop on the ground but got caught on my Gate of Babylon. I walked toward a few floors, reaching the 4th floor when I saw my brother. Belle. How was your day? I said nonchalantly. I always play the cold type brother when usually check on him in secret. Ah. Nissan. I just finished fighting in the dungeon. Should we go together? He said with a smile, but for some reason more sweetly. Sure, but is there something that happened to you recently? I asked, since he looked like crazy people that smile and sometimes giggle by himself. Ahahaha. Is it that obvious, Nissan? Belle said with a busted gesture but shyly smile. No need to answer. You're creeping me out. I said, stopping him for telling me further than both of us reached the surface. It's already in the afternoon while my promise with Mia should be in the evening. So, I and Belle decide to go to the guild for a quick change on our magic stone and back home first. Oh, Belle-kun, Aegeus-kun. Both of you are here. I heard that you defeat the monster Rex on the 17th floor. Aina said, greeting us at the reception, but her smile looked dark. No, who said that? Might be a rumor about another person. I said, denying it. Not because I don't want fame, but I try to avoid raising the familia rank, which proved to be a bother. Then, how about changing the magic stone into Valis first? Aina said, suggesting it to both of us. Belle going toward the exchange table first. 2,400 Valis. The man on the table said while giving him the money. After Belle, came my turn. I opened the Gate of Babylon, then let out all the magic stone except Monster Rex's magic stone. The man in the exchange table started to sweating. Don't ask something unnecessary, just count and turn it into Valis. I said to stop him asking where I got this many magic stones out of from. Aina and Belle already dropped their jaw to the floor after watching the flow of magic stones that I submit. For 480.000 Valis. He said while putting the money. I grabbed the plate where he put the money and drop it to the ground, which disappeared into the Gate of Babylon. Let's go back home, Belle. I don't have much time right now. I'm sorry, Aina, but we're kind of in a hurry. See you next time. I said while pulling Belle's collar and dragging him out. His look is the same with Aina right now. Both of them are the only person that knew that this is my first time going inside the dungeon. Aina is my and Belle's advisor when we join, which should be the one we are looking for if we need advice. So it's not rare for her to ask my condition from Belle when he always went inside the dungeon and report to the guild. TCH. Finally, you got back home. You didn't even leave a message that you're gonna go missing for one day. Hestia already barraged me with her speech. As if you're worried about me, you part-timer goddess. If it's Belle, you would already run to the guild. You're waiting for food, aren't you? I said, replying to her. Then thunder struck Hestia with her shocked expression. You're so cruel. Belle-kun, help me. Hestia ran to Belle crying. Alright, stop with the crying act. Here, take this and update my status. I said while pulling out 100.000 Valis to Hestia. Her eyes quickly turned to smile, ehehe. I knew you're a good person, Aegeus-kun. She said, shyly walk toward the money but quickly grab it as fast as lightning. Ignoring her goddess demeanor, she already counted it behind the bed. Now, should we update your status? Hestia said like a waitress that willing to serve the customer. Go with Belle first. I will think about food for tonight. I said and went to observe. Kami-sama, is this for real? My status jumps 160 points. Belle exclaimed loudly when reading the paper. Hestia already made a stressful face. Alright, Belle. Go upstairs if you want to shout loudly. You're hurting my ears. I said, and he quickly nodded in excitement. Belle ran outside while shouting. Since we live in an abandoned place, no one could hear him. My turn, Hestia. Then? What happened to him? I said while laying down on the bed after removing my clothes. Hestia updating my status while gritting her teeth, that Balkuan. Got a skill because yesterday, he fell in love with Ace Wallenwater-san. That skill helped him with his. Hestia already stopped talking. Her mouth opened wide and can't utter any word. Help him with his growth. Oi, Hestia. Why are you stopping? I said since she stopped talking, which scare me coming from this goddess. Aegeus-kun, your status. Hestia exclaimed while stop giving me Falna to update the status. She then put a piece of paper on my back to copy the status. Level 2. Strength, EX 2500 I0. Endurance, EX 2500 I0. Dexterity, EX 2500 I0. Agility, EX 2500 I0. Magic, EX 2500 I0. Skill. Iou, King of Heroes. Nothing restricted my path. Luck, A. Magic. Gate of Babylon. Oh, look. I level up. I said with a fake excitement tone. That's one, but rather than that, what kind of adventure are you doing to get that kind of status? Hestia asked me, still surprised. You see, my skill Iou can convert status to make it equally strong. I just cast my magic over and over to increase magic status. I said, explaining its effect to Hestia. She quickly stared at me seriously. Listen to me, Aegeus-kun. You can't tell anyone about your skill, you hear me? Okay, I hear you loud and clear. By the way, I leave your food there on the table. Eat it, I will be back later. I said while walking out of the church. Hestia then stared at the food at the table and quickly pounced to eat it, but how did he know that I will be alone tonight? Didn't Belle will be back later, she thought, but ignored the small stuff and continued eating while saving some for the night. I arrived at Hostess of Fertility. I could see Belle already sitting there counting his money while Mia put another set of menu for him. Eat it, boy. It's not enough, right? By the way, where is your brother? Mia said while laughing at Belle. Stop bullying him, Mia-san. You know how fragile my brother is. I said, stepping in the place. Oh, you're finally here. Let's get inside the kitchen. I already prepare enough. Mia said. I will be back, Belle. Enjoy your meal. I said to Belle while he eating with a smile. Not long after that, Seer walked past me while greeting me with a smile and went to Belle. I could see Chloe, which I know from asking Seer, staring dagger at me. Did I really look that scary for a cat? But Anya looked fine with me. Rio also sometimes sneak a glare at me, but not that hostile. I thought while looking around. Nya. The customer who booked a place had arrived, Nya, Anya said while leading them to their table. Loki Familia went like star actors in the movie walking down the red carpet. Everyone stared at them by how beautiful the girls are or how cool the men are. Some of the adventurers want to whistle to flirt with them but quickly stopped by his friend. Look at their emblem, you stupid friend. You want to drag us to hell or something? He said harsh words to his friend. Loki Familia, which is Finn, Riveria, Gareth, Bet, Tiona, Tioni, Lafia, and then Ace walked to the Hostess of Fertility with their goddess Loki. Ace couldn't see Belle since being covered by Seer. All of them took a seat at the middle table that got a large space for them. Yo. It's been a long time, Mia. I heard you got something special for me. Loki said with her carefree manner. You never changed one bit, Loki-sama. Mia said while sighing. She went inside the kitchen and called Aegeus boy, Aegeus boy. The person had come, made it a big portion for celebration. Mia said inside the kitchen. On it. Let's see. Big party. Aegeus thought for a second and pulled out a big plate full of food and salad, then a small portion also. Take it, make sure to charge extra. He. Aegeus said while making other orders. Mia and the other maids already bringing out plates like crazy amounts. This is the rush hour where the adventurer decided to stay and pay extra money for the food that Aegeus made. Everyone. Thank you for your hard work at the dungeon. Now let's party. Loki said to enliven the mood around the table. Some adventurers that didn't have much money already paid and get out from the place. Hey, Ace. Why don't you tell people about that? Bet said, luring the conversation. About what? Ace said with her usual expression. A lot had happened to make her confuse which one Bet talked about. Of course, it's about the tomato guy. Only both of us knew about him. Why don't you let everyone know? When we let the Minotaur escape, you killed one on the 5th floor, right? Then there's a boy who kept running from the Minotaur which Ace killed, but the blood splatter all around his face like a tomato. Instead of thanking you, he ran around like a tomato. Ha ha ha. Bet explained with full energy while standing at his chair. Everyone started to laugh lightly. He shouted as loud as he can to be heard around the room. Bell, which still dreaming about being with Ace, felt low. He felt shame for the first time in his life. He can't be blamed for the situation, Bet. Ace said, thinking about level 1 fighting Minotaur. That's right, Bet. We're the ones that let it escape. You should be ashamed instead. Riveria decided to meddle. Ha! What's the problem? He's trash anyway. Let me ask you, Ace. If you had to choose between me and that tomato, who would you choose? Ha! Don't tell me, you would accept him if he asked you on a date? Bet, which slightly drunk, became agitated and shouted in anger when being compared to Bell. Let me ask you again, Ace. Will that weak little boy had the right to stand beside you? He's weak, trash, full of delusions if he wanted to be with you. Bet added another salt to the wound. Yes, that's right. I'm weak. I'm not like my brother, which is reliable at all times. Everyone also stronger than me. Bell thought. Then he felt angry for the first time. He felt weak. He didn't want to be weak. He started running outside, leaving the hostess of fertility. Bell-kun. Seer called Bell and Chase after him. Ace, which caught a glimpse of the boy, felt some similarity with the boy who ran outside. She gave chase outside, but Bell already running far from the place. Ahahaha. How dare he eat without paying in Miya-san place? Loki, which also a little drunk, said without care of the situation. Oi, Aegeus boy. Your brother ran without paying. Mia shouted to the kitchen. I walk out of the kitchen after finishing my order when I heard Mia shouting. Like you care about it, Mia-san. You can take the money from my payment. I said after hearing her said that. Oi, Ryu, Chloe, Anya, Lunwar, and also Seer, quick eat up before the food got cold. I said while bringing the last food for them as compensation for the trouble they had to do when delivering all the food. But, Aegeus-kun. Bell-kun went toward different directions from your home. Seer said while went inside. I know that. Relax, he will be fine. Now, eat up. I said while putting the food at the table. Since Bell is gone, I eat by myself around the corner while waiting for my payment. Ah. It's Aegeus-kun. Don't tell me that was your brother who ran. Tiona quickly noticed me. I could hear everything from inside the kitchen, including who's laughing. If it's from my perspective when I watch the anime, I won't feel a thing, but now as his brother. I would lie if I said that I don't have any irritation in my heart. So what? I said with the hoarse tone while sharply glare at them. Have all of you had enough laugh at my brother? If not because he needed it, I would already kill who laughed at him. I said quite loud while unconsciously releasing my killing intent. Chloe, Ryu, and Lunwar quickly flinched and jumped from their seat. The room turned tense by their reaction while the ordinary adventurer only felt chill down their spine. Loki Familia just brushed it off because they already felt that numerous times as the strongest guild in Orio. Nay. Aegeus-kun. Stop scaring me like that. You looked scary right now. Tiona said to lighten the mood. Just go away or I might really do it. I said to chase her away. Tiona noticed the situation would only get worse. She quickly walked back to her table. Ace, that heard I'm Bell's brother, walked toward me. Are you his brother? She said innocently. If you want to ask for forgiveness, said it yourself. Not through me. I said without even looking at her. Hey, you. How dare you do that to Ace? Let this chain off. So I can give him a beating. You and your trash brother are the same. Both are weakling. Bet said, struggling since he got chained by his familia. Bet is the last one I want to hear right now, but he just did it. I quickly stood up from my seat and walked slowly toward him. Chloe, Ryu, and Lunwar already restrained me from making trouble. They sensed that my killing aura thickened and might kill people for sure. Get out of my way. I said slowly while they each hold one of my limbs. Step back. Don't do anything rash. Belle still needed you in this city. Ryu said in a low voice that could only be heard for both of us. She said something that made me think about Belle and gained a little clarity back to me. Loki Familia didn't seem worried since low levels couldn't hurt high-level adventure that much. I won't act rash. Gate of Babylon. I said while restraining Ryu, Chloe, and Lunwar with Enkidu. Loki quickly sobered up when noticing the chain of heaven. You. How could you have that? Loki said while stood up from her seat. I already broke Bet's chain and used Enkidu on him. Much to his surprise, he felt weak. Wondering, why are you feeling weak? I said to him. Stop it, Aegeus-kun. We're sorry for the trouble but don't step any further than that. Finn said already stood in front of me. Relax, you should thank Ryo for that. I just want to chat with this dog. I said and sensing the killing intent that reduced a lot, Finn let me pass. Let me tell you, dog. I don't care what your business with people lower than you. If you harm my brother one way or another, I will chase you to the end of the world and take everyone dear to you. Your borrowed power from God meant nothing in front of me. I said to chained Bet on the ground. Oi, boy. Your payment. Mia said breaking the situation. She put the valise on my table. I walk back to the table, and pat Ryu's head, thanks for the reminder. I said while removing Enkidu and return it to the gate of Babylon. Bet about to pounce but pinned down by Loki to the ground, hee. You still haven't answered my question. Where did you get that? I took the valise and went outside. I'm sorry, Loki-sama. Everyone had their secret, right? I said with an innocent smile before walking out the place as if nothing really happened. The mana had been added. Is it your way to cheer me up, Malil? I thought while walking back home to listen to a rant from the lowly goddess. That's for sure. Loki-sama. Is there something special about that chain to make you act? Finn asked Loki, which still sitting above Bet. Kekekek. He's an interesting one, to have that. Forget what you saw. Just befriend him if you want. Loki said, releasing Bet. Have you sober up, Bet? Finn asked Bet that just stand up. I won't blame you for this one but you should care more about your surroundings. Finn said, leaving Bet. Now he will hate me from laughing at his brother. It's your fault, Bet. Tiona said dejectedly. Seriously, how can you lay down there relaxing when your brother didn't come back last night? What kind of brother are you? Hestia had been really loud since last night, making me stay up all night long. Just relax for a second. He will be back, for sure. I said while covering my ears with my pillow. Kami-sama, Nisan. I'm home, suddenly Belle's voice could be heard. Both of us quickly looked toward the source of the sound. Belle looked tired and covered in blood but he still pushed himself to smile on us. You really made us worried there, Belle. I said already stood up from my bed. Hestia quickly ran to Belle to support him from falling. Nisan, Kami-sama. I want to be strong. I will be strong. Belle said, smiling before passing out. For real, that's his words when he came back. I said while both of us smile looking at Belle that already sleeping. I pick him up and put him on the sofa to let him rest. Let him rest, and let me rest for my sake. We will have a talk after he woke up. I said before Hestia said anything. She looked agree since no words came out from her. We sleep on our own bed waiting for Belle to wake up. Even after we wake up, Belle still hasn't wake up yet but then he flinched. Looked like the noise we made woke him up. You wake up already, Belle? I said while looking at his drowsy face. Ah, Nisan. Good morning. Belle said wiping his eyes but then he felt something on his face. Go clean up, then Hestia will update your status. I said throwing his towel. He quickly cleaned himself and then getting his status updated by Hestia. Belle-kun. Can we talk about your status for today? Hestia said with a different kind of face. Have you decided on something? I asked Hestia. She looked at me and nodded with conviction. Belle-kun, Aegeus-kun. Both of your progress is too fast. Both of you get strong so fast and both of you also want to be strong. Hestia said with concern in her voice. Yes, I want to be strong. Belle quickly said asserting his conviction. Belle-kun, your status has reached F rank. Eh. My status increased that much? Belle quickly shouting. That's not all, Aegeus-kun. You reach level 2 in 2 weeks. Looking at both of your progress and your commitment to getting stronger, I want to support both of you with my power too. That's why, please don't be reckless and don't leave me alone. Hestia said with concern. She only went down to this realm just recently. She used to be alone if not for Hephaestus taking her in. We're her first familia member with Belle as the captain since I don't want to bother with that stuff. Looking at her, made me remember how hard it is to be alone. No one really cared about you or take you in their eyes. I gave Hestia a flick on her forehead. What are you saying, Hestia-sama? You are the goddess who invite us and accept us both. Even though we register accidentally toward your familia. I said, giving her a push in her confidence. That's right, Kami-sama. You already gave us so much. We would never leave you. I promise. Belle said, supporting my claim. Hestia made a soft smile then jump on the sofa. Yosh, I won't be home for a while starting today. Take care of the house for me. She said with a smug face on. Ah, Belle, don't you need to hurry? You haven't paid for your food yesterday. I said to Belle after remembering something. Ah. Kami-sama, I'm going first. Belle quickly left the house. TCH. Did you have to do that? I just about to make a cool exit. Hestia said looking at me. Shut up for a second, lowly goddess Hestia-sama. I said looking at her. Ugh. Did you just insult me and politely calling me in the same phrase? Hestia looked at me with squinted eyes. Anyway, before you go to the Ganesha invitation party, buy some dress will you? I said while throwing another money. Didn't you already give me some money? Hestia said while looking at the table. This is different, that one for us to live more comfortably. This one is for you. Use it wisely. Don't lose to other goddesses. When you support Belle and me, I will also support both of you. I said leaving the church. You stole my cool exit. Hestia shouts from the church. Meanwhile, at the hostess of fertility, I had arrived here to look at my brother's condition. When I'm about to went in, I could hear Mia talking to Belle. Listen, boy. Whenever you came back alive, you win. No matter what people said about you or laugh at you. So, you better not dying after I said this, okay? Belle then left toward the dungeon without realizing me leaning on his left. You can say some meaningful words, Mia-san. I said while getting inside. Oh, boy. Here's your brother's money. Mia said throwing Belle's money to me. OSU. Thank you for the cooperation, Mia-san. I said catching the money bag. Ah, one more thing. I said about to walk outside. I'm sorry for the disturbance yesterday. Especially to Ryu, Chloe, and also Lenoir. I'm sorry for restraining the three of you. I said with a deep bow toward them that already peeking from the kitchen. Ha ha ha. You can't just say sorry and walk away like that, boy. You need to do something for us. Mia said laughing and didn't miss the opportunity. Can you afford to pay though? I said because I have been wondering what to do for the next few days. Both Mia's and my eyes already turned to Valis. Your popularity increased from the review that Loki Familia gave. Should we charge more? Ehe. Mia said whispering to me. I never knew you had this type of personality, Mia-san, but I like it. Ehehe. I said while the maids looked at us laughing by ourselves. Excuse me. Someone entered the hostess of fertility. Sorry, we're not open yet. Mia said to the person. Ah, I'm not here to order. She said, which then surprised and made a little jump backward. I turned my head to look at who's behind me. Oh, it's Shakti. What are you doing here? It's not like I hope to meet you here. She said, embarrassed while playing with her hair. I'm sorry, if you are here only to meet Aegeus-kun. You better wait outside, we have a business to run. Ryu said while stepping outside the kitchen. Looking at their interaction, for some reason, I could see a faint lightning clash in the middle which made me squint my eyes in wonder. I'm here regarding the stand area which will be open when Monster Philia event. Will you reconfirm your area that you rent? Shakti then looked at Mia after glaring at Ryu. Mia then looked at me with a mischievous eye. Yes, we would like to open more area if there's some space left around the area we rented. Then, I will look at it and confirmed it if there's a vacant area and also Aegeus-san, about Monsterphilia event. Will you be there? Shakti asked with her strict attitude at Mia, then asked me. I told you, I will be around. I said while waving my hand. Then, excuse me. Shakti said while walking away, not forget sharply glare at Ryu. Oh ho ho. Looking at your face, Mia-san. Should we make some money at Monsterphilia? I could help you move the furniture there. I quickly looked at Mia after saying goodbye to Shakti. He. How big should we rent? How about the price? He. Mia already turned excited from all the plans, so do I. We laugh while taking a seat to discuss the plan further. Moon chased the sun down while it flies high in the sky. Light began to appear one by one in Orio. The crowd started to gather around a particular building. An elephant-shaped building. The people that gather aren't normal people, instead, it's gods and goddesses that gather by the invitation that Ganesha spread through the city for his fellow gods. Welcome, my brother and sister. Tonight, we will celebrate. He continued his long speech in a spirited manner. Every god and goddess greet each other. Meanwhile, Hestia still kept her economical attitude but not too low as stealing food to brought back home. She still ate as much as she can while in a sneaky manner. She now wearing a nice blue dress even though not too expensive, but still looked good with her contrast. Era Hestia, coincidence meeting you here. A goddess came to greet Hestia. She had a beautiful face and figure with her silver hair and violet eyes. Hestia flinched since she still had a bunch of food in her mouth. She quickly gulped it all down before turning to face who called her. Ugh. Freya, what are you doing here? Hestia said with a troubled face. Era, what with the cold greeting? Freya said, feeling sad that could be read on her face. It's just I don't like anything that had a connection with you. Hestia said while taking another bite on food behind her. Did you hate me that much? Freya said with a small smile on her face. Ugh. It's not like I hate you, rather I'm better dealing with you than her. Hestia said while moving her sight toward the goddess that run down the stairs. Oi. Freya. Yo, Chibi. It's Loki that greeted both of them. What are you doing here, Loki? Hestia made an annoying face to show her annoyance by Loki's arrival. Am I not allowed to be here? Loki smirked at Hestia. Anyway, since you're here, I want to ask you something. Hestia said seriously. Oh, same here, Chibi. Loki said looking at Hestia. Sword Princess, Ace Wallenwadaver-san in your familia. Is there someone dating her? Hestia asked, avoiding Loki's eyes. Are you stupid, Hestia? Ace is my favorite, I will kill the person who aiming for her. Loki said, making a murder face. Ugh. Hestia made an ugly face. Since we're talking about our familia member, Chibi. I remember you had a particular familia, he had white hair and red eyes. Who was it again? Aegeus Krenel was it? Do you mind giving him to me? Loki said with a smile. TCH, as lazy as he is. He is still my first member. I love my familia members. No way I'm giving him up especially to you. Hestia made an angry expression. Then stop asking for my familia member. Loki said, and both of them staring at each other intensively. Era, both of you really close, aren't you? Freya said, looking at their interaction with one another. Who are you saying close to? Both of them said the same thing. Anyway, it's rare to see you wearing a dress, Loki. Freya said, looking at her appearance. Yeah, I actually want to show off to some certain goddess that can't buy a dress for herself, but TCH. Looked like she came prepared, Loki said, looking at Hestia. Hestia already made a smug face. You want to laugh at me, aren't you, Loki? But look like everyone laugh at you instead with that flat-chested you have. Oh ho 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 ho, Hestia announced her victory over Loki with graceful manner. TCH, don't let me see you in the street, Hestia. Loki said, walking back to the crowd. Still fighting, as usual, Hestia. Someone said behind Hestia and Freya. Ah. Hephaestus. Lucky you are here. I want to meet you. Hestia said after looking at Hephaestus. Me? Listen here, Hestia. I won't lend you more Valis. Hephaestus said before Hestia said anything. Ugh. How cruel for you to say that. Am I really someone that sees friend as walking money? Hestia felt like a dagger stabbed into her. After all, you had been leeching on me for too long. I even need to kick you out for you to be independent. Then when we kicked you out, you even cry that you have no job, no home, and no money. Of course, I would assume it like that. Hephaestus stabbed Hestia over and over again with her words. Ugh. It's true that the situation hadn't changed that much, but now, I have a familia, also this dress from my member. Hestia said with a smug on her face. Oh, yeah. Belle and Aegeus, right? White hair and red eyes. Both of them had the same feature, even the older brother just report about his level up to the guild. I would say you had a really talented member there. Hephaestus said after thinking about the news. Hephaestus, Hestia. I will go back first. Freya interrupted the conversation. How fast? Hestia said. I just want to check something, but it looked like it's already done. Freya said, leaving the banquet. Then, what do you want from meeting me for? Just saying, but depends on what you are about to say. I might stop talking to you. Hephaestus said while emphasizing her words on her last sentence. Actually, I want your familia to make a weapon for my familia. Hestia said while doing Dejiza. Are you kidding right now? Do you know how expensive it would cost to make a specific weapon for someone? Hephaestus looked at Hestia. I know that the price is expensive. Then you had to save up some money. Hephaestus said while leaving Hestia since they attract a lot of attention at the party. It had to be now, please. Hephaestus. Hestia quickly went toward Hephaestus again while begging in Dejiza. Hephaestus looked troubled by her kneeling like that. Let's talk at my office. Hephaestus giving up after looking at her conviction. Both of them then walk away from the party, toward Hephaestus's office. Arrived at the office, Hephaestus sighed looking at the already kneeling Hestia on the floor. What are you actually wanted to do? What makes you push yourself this hard? Hephaestus said while walking toward Hestia. I want to help my familia. They already found their path, but it's too dangerous. They always there for me, even accept me knowing that I don't have anything. Meanwhile, I, as their goddess, can't help them on their way to reach the goal. I want to do what I can as their goddess. I hate myself for my incompetence as their goddess, that's why. This is my only way to help them. Please, Hephaestus. I beg you. I want to help open the path for them. Hestia said, the voice in her heart. Fine, I will make them a weapon. For your children. Hephaestus said while smiling. Hestia lifted her head in a cheerful manner. Then, what kind of weapon are they using? Hephaestus said while taking up her hammer. Are you gonna make it by yourself? Hestia said after realizing Hephaestus gonna start making the weapon. Of course, I won't trouble my familia to do my personal problem. Hephaestus said. But then the sound of knocking could be heard. Come in. Hephaestus said. Then a woman with an eye patch opened the door. Excuse me, sorry for the interruption. She said while walking in. Oh, Tsubaki. What makes you come here? Hephaestus said after looking at her captain. Actually, Hephaestus-sama. Both of you had a visitor. She said while scratching the back of her head. Me? Hestia looked at her confusingly. Tsubaki already opened the door again and signaled someone to get in. Then someone appeared at the door, his handsome face supported by his white hair and red eyes. I just walk around the city before I spot Hestia walking with a red-haired goddess. My sense quickly told me who it was. Connecting from the time where Monster Philia in a few days and Ganesha party. This is the time where Hestia asks for Belle's knife, but with me around, she might do something stupid by asking Hephaestus to made one for me. Belle's knife is 200 million Valis, which only a dagger. What would happen if she asked for something bigger? I need to stop her. I thought while walking toward them. Hestia and Hephaestus enter the Babel Tower while I also follow suit. Then I meet with a woman with an eye patch with black hair. Stop, what are you doing here on the 7th floor at night time? She said smiling at me. Actually, I saw my goddess enter here. Small, white clothes with flower hairpin. Have you seen where she went? I ask her. OSU. Hello, my reckless goddess. I greet Hestia, which looked at me with a funny expression. Aegeus, what are you doing here? Hestia shouted at me. Her voice is too loud, even made me cover my ears. Oh, is that your familiar member? Hephaestus asked Hestia. Hestia nodded while keep glaring at me. I'm here checking up on you. You looked weird this morning, which made me worried. Then arrived at the door, we wait for the right moment after your heart-moving speech ended. I said while walking inside the room. Just right on time. What weapon are you using? Hephaestus asked me. I don't need a weapon. I said straightforward. Ugh. Aegeus-kun. Hephaestus here about to make you a weapon. Can you just set it for us? Hestia quickly whispered to me. Just made one for Bel. He used a knife. I said to Hephaestus. Ugh. Aegeus. Can you please tell me? Hestia kept asking me. Seriously, you really are a reckless goddess but kind-hearted one. I said toward her. Not many people did this to me, except my parents and my only brother. I will say this one more time. I'm okay with what I have now. Even my personal treasure would beat any weapon in this shop, but thank you, Hestia. Believe in me, if you are still worried about me. You can ask Hephaestus to look at my weapon. I said, patting her head. Then the golden ripple appeared and bring out Kansho and Bakuya. I throw both of them toward Tsubaki. Let me hear your assessment on them. Tsubaki caught both of them and lost her balance before regaining it after a moment. This weapon looked well made. Even much more in quality than what I made, even though the weight deceived the appearance. Tsubaki said while appraising the blades. Not only that, they're living weapons. They had consciousness on them. Hephaestus said and walked towards Tsubaki. Where did you get them? This is treasures for sure. Sadly, I couldn't appraise more without releasing my divinity. Hephaestus added when looking at Kansho and Bakuya. When did you got this kind of weapon? Why are you not telling me? Hestia quickly shouted to me. What? You never asked. I said, defending myself. Hephaestus threw both of them toward me. Catch. Then I opened Gate of Babylon to store it. Looked like my job just got easier by half. You got a nice member, Hestia. Hephaestus looked at both of us. Now, I will leave both of you to it. I will do what I can to pay for the knife. Just keep it a secret from Bel. I said, leaving the room with Tsubaki. We walked down together since she also about to went home. Tsubaki, when is the monster philia started? I asked her for information and also to break the silence. It should be in 4 days. Tsubaki said after counting the days. Huff, so I had around 3 days. Well, it's not like I had to pay when the weapon is ready. Let's just see what I can do. Thank you, Tsubaki. I said goodbye to Tsubaki while walking home. Oi, Bel. I said to Bel, which just came home. Ah, Nisan. I got this potion from my Iksama. You should take one, Nisan. Bel said while pulling out a potion from his bag. Keep it for yourself, rather. Listen, I will be away for maybe 3 days starting from tomorrow. Take care of yourself. I said to him. He kept holding the potion while looking at me. Nisan gonna went to dungeon, again? Aren't you pushing yourself too hard? Bel said with concern. Haha. Coming from someone that going every single day. One more thing, please tell Mia-san for me when you visit later. I'm gonna get back to sleep now. I'm tired. I said while walking to my own bed. Bel watched his brother's back then show more spirit in his eyes. I won't lose to you, Nisan. He thought in his heart. The next day, news about the new record holder that being posted yesterday just blow up. Aegeus Cranel leveling up to level 2 in just 2 weeks. People that looked at it yesterday quickly spread it left and right, which make it blew up the next day. Bel that woke up earlier than his brother already went to the dungeon early morning with more spirit than usual, not forget he went to Hostess of Fertility to give the news about his brother to Mia. That's what he said about his brother, but looked like his brother's still sleeping. How about it, Ryu? Do you think you can hide your interest from all of us, here? Mia said while looking at Ryu. Ryu only shook her head, it has nothing to do with me. She said while going back to the kitchen. Ha, she's too harsh on herself. Mia sighed looking at Ryu that behaving passively, then couldn't help comparing her with Seer, which already made another lunch for Bel. No one knew when she started taking an interest at Aegeus except for herself that keep stroking her head where Aegeus pat her that day. She always did it when no one is around. Meanwhile, back at the abandoned church. I just woke up and no one is around. So I just start eating and went to the dungeon. The city bustling with people like usual, even more maybe with the monster philia drawing near. Even more so, when I went down the dungeon entrance. With little entertainment in this world, a festival like this always being welcomed with an open arm by the people, but here I'm thinking about my familia debt that's coming. Let's just do the best that I can afford. I said optimistically while went down. There I saw two adventurers in front of me when I reached floor 8. Excuse me, passing by. I said greeting them. To my surprise, it's Ace and Lafia. Krano-san. Ace called to me. Oh, it's both of you. Well, enjoy your time. I said feeling awkward since I just make a scene a few days back. Lafia already glared at me with a hating look on her face. Not that I care about her. I continue my journey stairs by stair and reach Rivera before one day passed because Monster Rex still hasn't respawned yet. I went down toward the next floor. That's when I knew, I just made a mistake. With me being alone and had no party, Ina won't let me go down to floor 19. Resulting I didn't have the map from floor 19 through 24 and more. I couldn't go down as fast as I could, which now I need to make an imaginary map in my brain to remember my exit. Well, since my goal to look for money. It didn't impact much of my progress and I start killing the monster around while looking for stairs to go down. With the help from level up, I got skill luck rank A, which is quite high from what Hestia told me. Now, I got more items drop from a monster that I kill. With this much time, I explore the map around. I could only get to floor 22 using half the amount of time I got. I decide to stay a few more hours before going back to the surface while also killing my way up. That's when I saw something I hate to see. CIH, can you move faster, you useless supporter? A male adventurer said while kicking his supporter away. The party consists of 5 people with 1 supporter. I just walk by and met with this kind of scene. Even though I hate to see it, I don't want to play the hero part. So, I tried to ignore it and walk past them to avoid trouble. At least that's what I thought. Oi, you. What are you looking at? You want to play hero or something? The other party member said since he didn't get to vent his anger, now I got the stone. As much as I don't like what you guys did, I don't want to involved in unnecessary trouble. I said the truth while ignoring them. The one that provoked me quickly looked at his friends and all of them chuckle and nod. Who said that you can leave? Give us your magic stone then you can leave. He said while walking and grabbed my shoulder. I stop on my track after being held on my shoulder. Get your hands off me. I said while giving him a side glare. Feeling surprised he quickly take a step back. Now, you had just done it. You dirty my clothes, pay up. I said to them. All of them looked at me with worry. I'm alone, but still brave enough to provoke them. What are you talking about? You want to die or something? His friend that kicked their supporters shout from behind. Now, all of them looked like they regained some footing. Run, adventurer. I'm okay here. The supporter said while struggling to get up. Let's see who's gonna die first. You threatened me, and I don't like being threatened. I said while opening Gate of Babylon and pull out 10 swords. I launched one of them toward the dungeon wall, creating a crater. All of them shriek and run for their life without even thinking, leaving the supporter on the ground. Ha, stand up, you can't survive down here alone with that kind of wounds. I won't carry you out, you need to stand up by yourself in this world, but at least I could protect you until we reach the surface. I said to her. She's small, looked like a Paolum. She stood up and start walking beside me. What's your name? I asked since the silence made the situation awkward. It took her a while before she answered the question. My name is Lilaruka. She said without any follow-up. Now all my effort became hopeless. The awkward situation came back, making it silent all the way onto the surface. Anyway, watch yourself. I'm leaving. I said, leaving her standing there alone. I'm tired now, my mood got crushed. I need my sleep time. I thought while walking home. Arrived back home, I just went to sleep. It's still in the afternoon and Belle hasn't come home yet. Hestia is still making Belle's knife, which made me had nothing to do. I haven't slept for 3 days, so I moved my schedule reporting to the guild to the last thing I want to do. I'm here, where Kaioshin said his brother currently sleeping. Mamma Mia, asked me to come here to wake Kaioshin for monsterphilia. Looking at the place surprised me since the living condition here looked minimalistic. No human interaction around the premise. The rundown place he lived in. Calling the brothers made me confused until Aegeus-kun told us to call them using their first name. Now, Belkun said I can get inside without worry since only Aegeus-kun inside. When I get inside, something stopped me. Aegeus-kun still sleeping while I don't know how to wake him up. I'm alone in this room with him. I tried the way Seer wake me up. She usually shook my body to wake me up. So I put my hand on his shoulder and shake him as fast as I can. Not long he woke up but looked angry. I'm inside a dreamland right now. I sleep in my dream, enjoying the fluffy bed. Until someone shook me like no tomorrow. Someone shook my body as if a meteor or tornado heading to my home. I quickly grabbed the hand that shook me so much, stop it. I said while woke up sitting on my bed. Then I saw who wake me up, Real? I said while both of us froze looking at each other. I looked at her non-expression face. She then looked at her hand which made me look. I still grabbed her hand tightly, sorry. I said realizing, I might grab her too tight. But, seriously. Ryu, what are you doing here? More importantly, what's with your way of waking me up? I said while stood up from my bed. Mamma Mia asked me to wake you up. Belkun told me where you live. It's about the place we open in Monsterphilia event and I wake you up like Seer did to me. Ryu said while still looking at her hand. Stop looking at it. I'm sorry, okay if I grab it too hard. I will make you breakfast, have you eat one? I said while taking out 2 portions from Gate of Babylon. No, I just came back from buying some stock from the market when I being asked to wake you up. Ryu said while taking her portion. Still only eating salad, I assume. I said while eating my food. Ryu just nodded and ate it silently. Soon, both of us done with the food and walked out toward the Colosseum. Then, where is our stand? I asked Ryu while she pointed toward the biggest area there is. I forgot to help them with the furniture but looked like they already got it. Aegeus-kun. Ryu-san. Right here. Seer already called to me with Chloe and Lunwar there. Right, 3 of you eat first. While I and Ryu prepare the place. I said while made some food for them. Our stand not only a stand that sold some food and that's all to it. We rent more area to put down chairs and tables for people to eat. With this, we can have people sit around the place to attract more customers and also people could also order takeaway to eat somewhere else. Plus, being served with a bunch of beautiful girls like this. This is the perfect plan. I thought with my eyes shining with gold. I even thought of some menu that releases a powerful aroma for the menu. Let's open. I yell so loud with a lot of power into it. Not long after that our first customer, who choose to sit down to eat his food. If people choose to sit around, we served it with a plate. The food looked like an airbag that about to explode. He gulped down his saliva when he sniffed some aroma that leaked. Then he broke the balloon part and the aroma soon traveled around. Customer by customer soon came one by one. Time passed so quickly and the place became crowded. Ryu. Chloe. Buy more ingredients you can find. We're running low. I said quickly. With their agility, they could buy it fast. Seer kept serving the customer with a smile on her face. Lunwar handling the takeaway customer while counting the price for the customer to pay, she's surprisingly good at it. Welco. I said to the one who just came. Out of all people. Why it has to be you. Yo, Chibi Familia member. Loki greeted me with Ace behind her. Ahaha. Yo, Loki-sama. I said and laughed awkwardly. Loki expression made it look like nothing happened between us, while Ace the same as ever, without any smile or anything. What can I help you with? Eat here or take away? I said as a professional seller. Food, eat here. Ace said. Then take your seat. Seer. 2 customers. I said while telling Seer to show them their seat. I pull out 2 special for them and gave it to Chloe to serve. You are. Aegeus-kun. Your food is really good. Won't you enter my familia? Loki shouted while eating. It's an honor to be invited, but nope. I'm good. I said while serving other customers as well. What a waste. You know Tiona had been down lately because of you. Won't you take responsibility? Loki said again. Why should I? Didn't Amazonas look for a strong mate? Your familia full of them, while what can I do as a level 2? I said while multitasking. Ganesha-sama. There are some monsters that escaped to the town. Someone said reporting the accident that happened. What did you say? Quick, inform all familia members to deal with it, but keep the safety of the people for top priority. Also ask for guild members' help. I will keep the people here entertained. Ganesha quickly commanded their familia. His familia member quickly went on a move. Guild members also being noticed. Oi, Aina. There's news from Ganesha familia. A girl running toward Aina. Misha. What happened? Aina quickly asked, looking at her worried face. Some monsters escaped from the west gate. Misha said. Shush. Lower your voice. Aina quickly told her to avoid panic from the people. Ganesha-sama said to ask for help from any adventurer from any familia. Misha said with a lower voice. Both of them then looked around, which they found Ace and Loki, together with Aegeus, that serving customer. Aina quickly ran there for help. Aegeus-kun. Ace-san. Someone called to us. Ah. Aina. Come here to eat, I see. Come. Come. I said while inviting her. She then walked closer. I will order one special. Wait. That's not it. She said, throwing her money to the ground when she about to pay. Oi, stop being angry. What do you want? I look at her with a worried face. She just threw Valis into the ground, which I catch. Some monsters had escaped. We need your help to kill it before someone got injured. Aina quickly whispered to me, not to alarm other people. What do I get out of it? I said with a mischievous smirk. You really a petty person, you know that. Aina quickly backed away. Is there anything I can help? Ace then said behind Aina with the food in her hand. Ah. Ace-san. Wait, Ace-san. This is my deal right now. Wait for a second. I quickly cut in. Ugh. I don't have anything, Aegeus-kun. Aina said while looking at me with a wary expression. Oh, I think you do, Aina-chan. I said to her. Fine. Tell me. Aina said. I need the map from Loki Familia Expedition. I know the guild has it. Hehehe. I said with a wide smile on my face. You are only level 2. What do you want to use it for? Aina quickly said. Only until the 50th floor. I said, bargaining with her. She gritted her teeth looking at me. 24. 45. 30. 40. 35. 37. Fine. Seriously, I don't want your reckless behavior while I'm your advisor. Aina said grudgingly toward me. Glad doing business with you. I said while we shake hands. Aegeus-kun, if you want the map, I can give you. Ace said while tilting her head. My eyes snapped back to Ace. No. I've been tricked. I'm too focused on one thing. I drop on my knees. Then recover back anyway, can't cry over spoiled milk. Maybe some other time, Ace-san. I said while snapping my finger. Everyone. The stand will close for about 5 minutes. We're short on ingredients. Please wait while enjoying the event. I announced toward the queue that waiting behind. While everyone looked stunned, not from the announcement, rather than what happening up above. I opened my gate of Babylon above me. A giant golden ripple appeared out of nowhere. Then something came out of it, a golden ship. Aina and the other also looked at it. Hee. I always want to use it since I got it. I said while looking at Vimana, which I brought out. A golden and emerald ark came out of it, with a throne on top of it. I jumped boarding Vimana and sit on the throne. I'm going. I said while flying up searching for monsters in the town. With high speed, I open gate of Babylon and send my swords to kill the monsters below. I also notice Ace that already jumped from roof to roof when I search for more monster. Just when I fly past Ace, while Ace also following behind. A commotion happened behind us. A green flower monster came out of nowhere. I quickly maneuver Vimana to make a loop without losing any speed. Tiona, Tioni, and Lafia already fighting it. Undetectable, the root of the monster traveled underground, making a wave on the ground that could be seen from up above. It's moving, aiming toward Lafia that chant her magic. Lafia! Tioni shouted after realizing the movement on the ground. Lafia quickly looked behind her, but it was too late for her to dodge. Ro Aias. I said while a flower bloomed behind Lafia, blocking the route and made a clash which resulting in some fire spark. Stand down, all of you. I said while lowering Vimana. I tried to attack it with a normal sword but leave no damage to it. It has tough skin. You can't damage it with a normal sword, Aegeus-kun. Tiona shout from below. I know, I could see that. All of you back away. I said while getting down from Vimana since not much space and ground to move. I keep using Ro Aias to defend from the attack. You little lowly monster, be grateful I haven't bought a stronger sword I can use for you. Instead, I will use this. I said while taking out the red spear from Gate of Babylon. Feeling the pressure from the weapon, more monsters came out from the ground. Wow, this spear. Holding it made me felt a familiarity with it. I said while playing the spear. Ace already jumped from the roof and landed behind me while I took my stance about to throw the spear. I ran with the speed that I could muster. I went to the left side of the monster while making the monsters lined up for me. I jumped and bent my body as if a bow is stretched by its string. Gi Balg. I released the spear with all the power I put into it. But with my power as of now, the destruction is not too big but still create a crater on the ground. All three of the monsters being pierced even left a bigger hole from the destruction it gives. Now, on to the next one. I said and went back to Vimana while Gi Bold turned golden and went back to the treasury in Gate of Babylon. Hee, lucky they back away. No way I'm missing this Excelia from high-level monster. But now that I think about it, I need more quality weapon. Just when I board Vimana. There's still one in Deadless Street. Someone said among the crowd. I tapped my fingers on the throne to let Vimana fly. I didn't even know how, but it just felt natural for me. There I found the monster, a silverback. Big gorilla monster with white fur about 4 meters tall. Sayonara, Kemi-sama, Nisan. I heard the voice of a person below. Looking at his face quickly angered me to the bone. I can't think about anything, and jumped down there. Ro Aias. I said to protect him from the monster blow. He opened his eyes after a couple of seconds. He already prepared to sacrifice himself. And I. Nisan. Arg. He didn't even have the time to finish his words. I kick him to the wall. Say it one more time. I said, walking to him while blocking the silverback's attack. Nisan, why? Bell, which is my brother that I kicked, lifted his head. Tell me, how many times have I ever kicked you or hurt you? I asked him. He about to cry while looking down. I grab his shirt and lift him up. Answer me. God damn it. I shout to my brother close to his face. He avoided looking to my face and turned his face to the left. Then. None. He answered. Then, do you know why I kick you just now? I ask while throwing him onto the ground. I. He tried to find his reason while crying. Is this the person that said he about to be a hero the other day? You can't even do a little resistance fighting monster this big? Stand up. I shout to him with a little pause in between each sentence. You out of all people, give up just like that. Do you see her gave up? I said, grabbing him again while pointing someone behind me which already shocked by the scene. Bell looked slowly toward the person I pointed out, Kami-sama. Yua. Stop crying. Do you think you will be saved all the time? Fight. Use your little hand if you had no weapon. Find some stone if you must. What did Mia say the other day? Survive. Win. I shout while throwing him to Hestia. Do what you got to do. I will buy you all the time you ever need. I said to both of them. Looking at how serious my face looked. Hestia didn't even comment about the bump on Belle's face. Kami-sama, sniff I'm sorry. He said while grabbing Hestia. Ni-san. I will be strong. So, please. Watch over me. He shouted with a face full of tears and snot. Belle-kun. We believe in you. That's why, use this. Hestia said while opening the item that tied onto her. It's a pitch-black knife with hieroglyphs on it. I will update your status. Show me your back. Hestia said while Belle looked like sorting himself in silence. Hestia activated the knife with her blood and used it to open Belle's status to integrate the knife with Belle. Hestia looked shocked when updating the status, which hasn't been updated in days, but quickly composes herself. Closing the status, Hestia gave the knife to Belle. Use it, Belle-kun. This is your power now. Hestia said. Belle wiped his face and grabbed the knife with a focused expression on. Kami-sama, Ni-san. I'm going. He said while start dashing past me. Took you long enough. I whisper while he dashed beside me. I retract row AIAs while walking back to Hestia. Get some rest after this. You had to watch your familia grow. I said while took a seat beside Hestia. She looked at me for a second before nodded and focused on Belle fighting the silverback. The fight was spectacular, maybe since I never been fighting this hard before. Everything I have seen on him brought out all the spirit he had. Belle kept dodging while making small cuts, even jumped over the monster. Finally, he found an opening from its movement. He quickly took a stance while changing his grip on his dagger. He dashed and jumped before the monster completely turned around. Please. Get through. He shouted while preparing the knife to stab the monster. The monster that turned couldn't find Belle anywhere but quickly felt the sting on its chest. Belle already struck it with the knife. The silverback only flinched, stopped moving before it fell and dropped to the ground, then turned into dust. The magic stone dropped to the ground at the same time the monster turned into dust. Hearing the stop of the monster's cry, people start to open their window and walked out of their residence. There they saw a young boy killing the big monster they saw before closing their windows. People started cheering for the boy. The boy, instead of answering all the cheer, he started to run toward his familia. Kami-sama. Ni-san. I did it. He shouted while running toward me. Took you long enough. I said after sigh a little in relaxation. Hestia also smiled before losing her consciousness. Kami-sama. Belle quickly noticed Hestia drop to the ground, but before she touched the ground, I already catch her in my arm. You're loud. I said while catching Hestia and look at Belle. Oi. Stop crying. I said again while noticing Belle crying. Kami-sama. He said weakly when arrived beside me. Relax, she's sleeping. I said to him to ease him up. He nodded while still crying. Thank you, Ni-san. I'm sorry. I patted his head. It's fine. As long as you're safe. How's your cheek? I ask his cheek, which I kick. It still hurt. He said in low voice. Ha 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 ha. Let's bring her to rest first. I said to him while pointing at Vimana above. Since when you had things like this, Ni-san? Belle said while opening his mouth in amazed. Let's just hop on. I said, avoiding answering his question. I jumped with Hestia while Belle put his hands around my neck. We arrived at Vimana and I put Hestia on the throne while asking Belle to keep her there. Yosh, let's move. I said while stomping my feet to Vimana, and we're flying back to the Colosseum. Sorry, everyone, to make you wait for long. I said while jumping down with Belle and Hestia in my arm. Ryo, where's Seer? I asked Ryo since Seer looked missing. She ran toward Deadless Street after hearing some monster went there. She said while keep looking at us. Well, that's fine. I said. Ni-san, I forgot. This is Seer's wallet. Belle said while pulling out a wallet from his bag. I took a look at it for a second before giving it back to Belle. Give it yourself. Now, Ryo, can you let Hestia-sama sleep at the Hostess of Fertility for today? The place closed until nighttime, right? I said to Ryo behind Belle. She nodded, about to take Hestia before someone calling out of nowhere. Aegeus-kun. Thank God you're safe. Shakti already running toward us. Chloe, you take Hestia-sama back. Ryu said after stopping her intention bringing Hestia back. Ooh, Shakti. Where have you been all this time? I greet her arrival when she already walked closer. Sorry, I had to guard the north side of the Colosseum. Then when I heard about the monster that escaped, I've been asked to keep the people in order. Shakti said explaining her situation. Yeah. People could be hard to manage sometimes. I said agreeing with her. Ca. Can I eat the food you made? I got free time. She said shyly. You still have to pay. Ryu said ruining the smooth moment. Shakti glared at Ryu, I knew that. Alright, enough. Let's open the place again. The event's still running. I said to lighten the mood. The shop that we opened ended earlier than expected. Ryu and Chloe already went back and forth to restock the ingredients, but with the monster that escaped, make the event ended with less monster. No. Don't tell me, I just cut my money. I said while realizing why the event ended earlier than expected. It's alright, Aegeus-kun. Our profit even exceeded the prediction we made. Lunwar said beside me while still counting the valise. Her sentence rang on my head and echoed over and over again, covering the background sound of people having a happy time watching the event. Her voice woke me up from a nightmare into something that worse than a nightmare. No. It's even worse. We can grab more profit. I shouted alerting Ryu and Chloe that cleaning the table while I dropped on my knees. Yahoo, Aegeus-kun. Someone went to the counter where I'm at. I lift my head after trickling tears of grief. Yes, what can I help? We only have takeaway right now. I said weakly. That hurt, Aegeus-kun. She said in a cute manner. Who? Sorry, if we met before. Seriously, too many beautiful Amazones around here. I said really forgot who's the one in front of me. It's Tiona. From Loki Familia. We met the other day. Tiona said while Tioni stood behind her. Apparently, our conversation took Ryu's attention. I'm sorry, we are closed for today. Ryu said with a cleaning cloth in hand. But, Aegeus-kun said I can still order takeaway. Tiona said refuting Ryu, resulting in glare between them. It's fine, Ryu. It didn't take much work anyway. I said tried to mediate between both of them. Aegeus-kun. We're close. Ryu said glaring at me this time. For some reason, she looked scary even though her facial reaction is the same. Lunwar, let me count the money. I whisper to Lunwar trying to run away from the situation by swapping place with her. She cheerfully nodded and took my place while I took her place. Aegeus-kun. Can you make me some portion? Suddenly someone appear in front of me, made me lightly shriek in surprise. Looking at who it was made me relieve, oh, it's Shakti. Sure. They're close. We're close. Tiona and Ryu both said at the same time while looking at Shakti and glaring at me for trying to sell more. While the three of them put on staring battle royale contest. I dropped to the ground again, I just want to make more money. I cried in silence. Just give me the food. I will pass them the food. Lunwar whispered to me, but what I saw isn't Lunwar, but an angel instead. An angel which for some reason had Valis coin behind her. Quickly I pass her the food. 3 for Tiona since Tioni, and Lafia also there, 1 for Shakti. That's enough, all of you. Here's the food. Now, pay up. Lunwar said while putting their order in front of her. Shakti and Tiona took the food grudgingly. They kept staring at each other even when they got what they wanted. Oh, Aegeus-san. You open here. May I order one? Someone said in a carefree manner. Oh, Tsubaki. Sure. Here you go. I said while giving her the takeaway order. Thank you, Aegeus-san. Your place looked pretty popular. Tsubaki said while walking away. Hey! Why don't you stop her? Tiona said toward Ryu while Shakti seems to support her this time. I don't know. Ryu said quickly without thinking much and still kept her usual expression. TCH. Fine. Both of them said the same thing before walk away on their own. Ryu went back to wiping the table. You should really be more sensitive toward your surroundings, Aegeus-kun. Lunwar said after the commotion between the girls. I already slumped on my table while Lunwar talking, What are you talking about? Do you think I'm that dense that couldn't see the situation? Of course, I knew their interest in me, but then what do you want me to do with it? I said while looking at people walking left and right. You realize that? Lunwar looked surprised. Of course I realized. I said without any motivation since the place already put closed sign. Then, why don't you take responsibility for them? You look like a good guy except for your behavior around money like Mamma Mia. Lunwar said since her sense didn't as sharp as Chloe. She said that made me looked at her confusingly. What do you know about me? Ah, sorry. Well, it's just. I had my own problem. I said back to looking around after giving a short answer without explaining further. Noticing my expression made Lunwar not push me with a question too far. She only sighed and continued counting money. After a while, we had done all the cleanup. To save time, I helped with the tables and chairs by using Gate of Babylon. Finally, it's over. Let's go back. I need to check on Belle and Hestia. I said to break the ice. Everyone stretched their body after the long day, and there's still Hostess of Fertility that opened at night hour after this. Just the time as the sun goes down, we went back toward Hostess of Fertility. Osh. Mia-san. We're back. I said while putting the tables and chairs to their position. Oh, how was the cell? She asked. You would be surprised. I said while making a coin sign with my hand. How were Belle and Hestia-sama? I asked her with concern. She's still sleeping, while he is waiting outside the door. They're upstairs. Mia said while pointing at the stairs. Seer already started running toward the second floor. Oi, Seer brought this. I said while throwing a blanket to her. I relaxed for a second while waiting downstairs and leaning on the wall. I'm sorry, Belle-kun. Because of my wallet, you and Hestia-sama had to go there and met with danger. Seer said after using the blanket on Belle, which caused him to wake up. Belle shook his head. No. It's not because of you, he said with a genuine smile. By the way, Belle-kun. I saw your fight with the monster while protecting the orphan children there. The moment I saw you, I fell in love with you. Seer said while running downstairs after being called by Mia. Seer then noticed me leaning on the wall and smiled at me before one of us could say anything. We could hear Belle yelling, ah. Moo. Stop teasing me, which made us giggle a little. See you later, Aegeus-kun. Seer said before went to the kitchen. I went up the stairs finding Belle that clutching his head by thinking too hard. He then noticed me by the sound of the wooden stairs I made while taking a step. Ah, Ni-san, how was your day? He said greeting me with a smile on his face. You could really smile as if nothing happened. You almost died back then. I said while ruffling his hair. Belle-kun. Someone said. Belle and I already looked toward the door. Let's greet our goddess. I said to Belle while he replied with a smile and we both went to greet Hestia that sitting on the bed just woke up. Just took some rest, I told you. I said while Belle already walked inside. I took a sit on the sofa while Belle went beside Hestia. How is your condition, Kami-sama? Belle asked Hestia. It's already all better now. I just tired, that's all. Hestia said while showing her biceps. By the way, Kami-sama. How could you get this knife? It said, Hephaestus. Belle asked while showing his dagger. Of course, it's from Hephaestus Familia. Hestia said with a smug face. But, Kami-sama. Hephaestus's craft costs a lot of money. How about the money? Belle said quickly but met with Hestia patting his head. Belle-kun. You want to be strong, aren't you? I don't want to be the gods that can't help her member. Just sit there waiting with worry about my member. This time let me help you. Hestia said while smiling sweetly toward Belle. Well, other than that. I find a way to pay it off. Hestia said with full confidence and lightened the mood a little. Belle already crying feeling touched by the effort. Stop crying over small things. You stupid brother. Other than that, you said it yourself. Chibi Kami-sama. I said while knocking his head a little. You will help me right, Aegeus-kun. You said it yourself. Hestia quickly changed her character and pulling my clothes. Belle wiped his tears and snot but then look at me, Nissan knew about this? Yeah, I knew about it, but it seems like our goddess had confidence in her words. I smile evilly toward Hestia. Quickly the mood turned to the usual atmosphere around our house. Maybe it's not a pretty-looking house, but it sure is warmly welcome us. You worried about them, Ryo? Lunwar asked Ryo, which looked like blanking out for a second. Ryo looked at Lunwar and paused again for a second before shaking her head. No, she said, and continue her work. Bet. This is your fault. Tiona kicked open Bet-room's door. What are you doing, Tiona? Want me to kick you fly? Ha! Bet quickly shouted. The sound of the door being kicked open with her full strength traveled around the manor where Loki Familia live. Gareth, which had a room close to Bet, came out of his room. What are both of you doing? Seriously? He shouted. This girl kicked open my door. Bet quickly said while glaring to Tiona. It's because of you. After all. He didn't even remember me now. Tiona said with her whole body trembling with anger and leaving Bet and Gareth with some of the tears flying from her eyes. You can't be angry about that, Bet. You also hold some mistakes on that. Gareth said after thinking about who Tiona said, but, with recent events, he realized who. Bet also seems to know who's Tiona talking about. TCH. I knew that old man. I also felt a little bitter after knowing what I did when I'm drunk. Bet said while staring at the dark empty hallway. Raoul opened his door and curious, what is happening here? He said after noticing only Bet and Gareth there while the other member actually scared to open their door. Nice timing. I sleep here, Raoul. Bet said entering his room and slammed the door leaving Raoul alone in the hallway after Gareth is gone inside his room. Eee! Raoul shouted alone in the hallway. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.